My name is Alam Kilo. My age is 14. I'm from Africa and I was born in an area called Badme. Some people really think this place is a part of Eritrea, and some people may think it's part of Ethiopia. My father told me I was a part of Africa, and there's no country in Africa that is bigger than Africa. In 1991, when the big war was over, I was 5 years old. My father and my mother went to live in Asmara. Asmara is a large city, the capital of Eritrea. My mother said we moved there so I could go to a good school and we could get better jobs. I did go to a good school there, but it was a big school, a strong building. My mother and father did get good jobs, but my mother worked in a court. She was a clerk, and my father worked in a post office. My father can speak 6 languages: Arabic, Afar, Italian, English, and Amharic. My mother can also speak these languages, but I can only speak Amharic, Tringa, and English. But I also want to learn many more languages. I want to make my English better. I like Asmara. I had many friends there, but when I was 10 years old, we went all to live in Harar. Harar is in Ethiopia, high in the hills. The sun's shining bright there, but it's also very cool. I found a new school and I had a good friend there. His name is Dorwit. My mother found a new job in the bank, and my father was the manager of the biggest post office in the city. He was the most important person there, and if there were problems, everyone would have had to come to him. We were happy living there until the war broke out again and we began to have problems. Some of the other children at school started to pick on me, not Dorwit but others. And then one day my mother came home and said that she had lost her job because nobody did want to work with her. She said the manager was causing too much trouble with the Ethiopian workers, that they said I go of Eritrea, so we'll not work with someone that is from Eritrea. She was very upset. And then a few weeks later, my father said people at work said they must leave my mother because she's Eritrean and she's the enemy. My father said no, and he kept working there, but I think it was very difficult for him. Sometimes he came home and didn't even talk to us because I think that one night he might have been problems at work. And one night when we were asleep, police broke down in the floor of our house and began to break up the house. They broke over tables and chairs and they told us to get ready to leave in the morning because buses would be taking us to Eritrea. My father told them that he was born in Ethiopia, so if he loves Ethiopia, he can stay, but me and my mother must go. My father said that he loves Ethiopia, he loves Eritrea, and he loves Africa. One policeman asked my father to who he would fight for, and my father said he would fight for peace. The policeman hit my father with a rifle, and my mother started to cry. When the police left, we stayed awake all night, and in the morning we went to the streets, and we could see a lot of people in the streets, many of them crying as they got onto buses. My father went to the talk to the man, and the man said he does not talk to traitors, and the police said we must get on the bus right away and go to Eritrea. And my father said no. And then one policeman pushed my mother to the floor, and my father got angry and shouted at him. The policeman pointed the rifle at my father's face and told to go. So we went in our house and got as many things as we could, and we got on the bus and we went to Eritrea. The bus was full of Eritreans. When we went to Eritrea, we stayed with my auntie. She's the sister of my mother. We had been there for around 3 months, and then one day someone was throwing stones at my father as he was walking down the street. And then another day a woman told my mother that she must find my father and her husband were from Eritrea. In school in Eritrea, the children started picking on me again and started calling me Ethiopian. And then one day after school, some very big boys started to beat me up, and while I was playing sport. They were very big, almost 20 years old. They beat my face and my stomach and kept kicking me very hard. One boy said he was going to kick all the Ethiopian blood out of me. After this, my mother and father says that I was always talking about me and what they can do. They said Eritrea and Ethiopia were at war, and our family were both Eritrean and Ethiopian. My mother said that we both lived in both places and always having problems. Then one day, it was my birthday. My father said I should have a holiday. He said that our holiday would make me happy, and I said I forgot about the problems. My mother was trying to find a job and said she would not come. So my father took me to Djibouti by bus, and we flew to Addis Ababa thinking that we flew to England. I was thinking that we came here for a holiday so I could practice my English to see the buildings. But no, my father left me here so that I will not die.